WCBI News at 10 starts now.
We begin tonight with breaking news out of Lamar County tonight. Good evening, I'm Scott Martin. Vernon police are investigating a shooting in the city. Information is still coming in, but officers were called to a home on 4th Street Southwest. Initial reports are that one person is injured. Investigators are in the early stages of the case, and the department is getting assistance from other agencies. We will continue to follow this story and bring you more information as it becomes available. It's been one of the hottest topics in Oktibbeha County lately, whether to sell, lease, or keep OCH Regional Medical Center. Today, a group dedicated to the hospital, local friends of OCH, met to make their case. Our Quentin Smith was there. He joins us live in the studio with more. Quentin.
Scott, there was a big crowd on hand tonight. Dozens of hospital supporters showed up ready to make their voices heard about wanting OCH to remain locally owned and operated. But not everyone agrees with that decision.
Nearly 100 concerned residents came out Monday night to voice their opinions on what they think should happen to their locally owned and operated hospital.
We want to keep it local. Vote against the sale of OCH.
Allison Bueller says she's made many trips to the hospital's emergency room with her children, and she's been pleased with the service. She's one of the many residents in favor of keeping the hospital under local control.
Right now, OCH sees everybody. If you cannot pay, if you are a parent of a child who needs services, if you cannot pay, you are seen. Everybody with Medicaid and Medicare ought to be really concerned about this sale. Private hospitals do not have to see you, and that really concerns me as somebody who cares about kids and families.
Bueller says she's also concerned that if the hospital is sold, jobs and revenue will leave Oktibbeha County. Recent numbers show the hospital lost $5.1 million in revenue this past year. However, Bueller says that still doesn't change her stance.
The two hospitals who want to buy us lost $12 million last year, and the other one lost, I believe, around $30 million last year. So businesses lose and gain money. Oktibbeha County Hospital has $21 million in reserve to pay for any losses that it has.
But while she thinks it's best to keep OCH under local control, other residents think differently.
I'm actually for selling the hospital or leasing the hospital. I think leasing probably a better options. 25-year lease or a 50-year lease.
Michael Reed believes leasing the hospital will free up more money for leaders to work on county projects.
What it does is it frees up a lot of the money that's being allocated towards the hospital every year. And when you look at freeing up that money, you look at better infrastructure for the county.
Reed also believes leasing OCH will be a better revenue generator for the county.
When you look at leasing or selling the hospital, what it basically does is you're bringing in a franchisee which has more money, deeper pockets, which means you can have better health care, better doctors, more. There's going to be more of an expansion of an employee base because they have bigger pockets.
Now, the deadline for businesses to make bids on OCH is this upcoming Friday. After that, the Board of Supervisors will share that info with the public to help residents make an informed decision. Now, all Oktibbeha County residents can have their voices heard on November 7th. That's when they vote on whether or not to sell the hospital. Scott, back to you.
New at 10, Prentiss County authorities are looking for a man they say failed to remain in compliance with the sex offender registry requirements. This man right here, 38-year-old Michael Wilder, was last seen in Union County. Deputies say Wilder is considered to be dangerous. They're considering him a wanted man. Anyone with information should call the Prentiss County Sheriff's Office or Crime Stoppers. A developing story out of Lafayette and Panola counties after deputies say an Ole Miss student was kidnapped and raped. The victim was last seen just after 1 a.m. Sunday, leaving the Oxford Square when she and a friend got into a Honda Pilot with two men. Police say after an hour, both women exited the vehicle, but one got back in and was taken to a Panola County home and held against her will. Panola County deputies retrieved the girl after getting a tip on where she was. Charles Prince and Kedrick Norwood have been charged with kidnapping and rape. The two suspects are jailed in Panola County and have yet to see a judge who will decide on a bail. The winds of Hurricane Irma have temporarily uprooted a lot of Florida families. Some of those evacuees are here in our area. Our Jory Talley met some families at a Columbus motel today seeking shelter from the storm.
Car after car in the parking lot at the Holiday Inn Express in Columbus had Florida license plates. Nearly all rooms at the Columbus Hotel are booked, and more than half are filled with Hurricane Irma evacuees, including this family from the Tampa Bay area.
It was either Tennessee or here. We knew it was going to come up towards Georgia, Carolinas area, so it was here or Tennessee. And then I didn't want to take the chance of it veering to Tennessee, so this was probably the safest place, and we're glad we came here.
What would usually have been a 10-hour drive to the friendly city turned into a 20-hour journey. They waited almost 6 hours to get gas at one of their pit stops. This isn't their first time to deal with a hurricane, but it is their first time to evacuate to Mississippi.
In 2005, we went through the hurricane in Orlando, which many people didn't take it serious, including myself. Then I was young. And seen obviously what the destruction it did then, and that was only a Category 2. So knowing that this was going to be a 4 or 5, I didn't want to take a chance with my little girls.
The father worried Hurricane Irma would leave her mark on their home.
I think it's okay. The neighbors checked in on it, but in our neighborhood it floods tremendously. Like I said, just in regular rain, it floods in our area bad. Florida's working on it from what I understand, but just in that Tampa Bay area, everything floods just on a regular tropical storm, let alone a hurricane.
The family will head back home later on this week. Once they get there, power will be the next concern, not only at home, but also at Damien's job at a medical transportation company.
We have a lot of regular clients and patients that we take to and from dialysis places. So if these places don't have power for dialysis, including the hospitals can only take so many dialysis patients or so many chemo or radiation patients. So the destruction goes far and beyond, houses and so on and so forth. You're talking about millions of elderly who need medical help.
Some of the other hotel guests came from Miami and other parts of Florida. Even here at home, we're feeling a few of the effects of Hurricane Irma. Let's toss it over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson with the first look at our forecast. Hey, Keith.
Hey, Scott. Yeah, some fringe effects. And fortunately, with some of these fringe effects, we got a little bit of sunshine with the setting sun there. And the sky ablaze here in northeast Mississippi as some of the clouds and showers were coming on in. You can see that rainbow right there. Earlier this evening, there's another full rainbow right there from Starkville. So we've had some rain out there. This is pushing from east to west across northeast Mississippi and west Alabama. There are bouts of heavier downpours and some lighter rain out there. And we also have some breezes as well. Perhaps some gusts over 30 miles per hour this evening and tonight, but not really a major deal for us. Showery and cool. On Tuesday, we stay in the 60s. How about that? The full forecast in just a few minutes.
Most of us remember where we were and what we were doing on September 11, 2001, but some high school students weren't even born when the tragic events unfolded. WCBI's Allie Martin visited Shannon High School and shows us how one history teacher is helping students learn not only about the attacks, but how the nation responded and continues to heal.
Although Kate Burleson was barely a year old when America was attacked on September 11, 2001, on this day, 16 years later, she wanted to be a guide for Shannon High School's 9/11 Memorial.
The buildings started to fall in on themselves. The flames actually melted the steel.
This is the first year Shannon High School's hallways have been lined with photos from that fateful day and its aftermath. U.S. history teacher James Smallwood came up with the idea for the memorial.
In today's world affairs, we know what's happening right now, but in order to fully understand what is happening, we have to go back and understand the roots of the causes of the things that are going on today.
Each photo has a QR code, which tech-savvy students used as part of the walking history exhibit.
United Airlines Flight 175 crashed into the World Trade Center at South Tower. I seen and I still from a video taken from the ground.
The photos are vivid reminders of the horrors of that day, but also of the heroes, first responders, and passengers on United Airlines Flight 93, which crashed into a Pennsylvania field after passengers and crew tried to overpower al-Qaeda terrorists who were bound for a target in Washington, D.C.
There was a lot of patriotism. I learned about specific people in patriotism and about how there's people who actually saved the Flight 93 and saved many people in the White House. Even though everyone on that flight died, they still saved many lives.
More than 800 students from the middle school and high school visited the memorial. In Shannon, I'm Allie Martin, WCBI News.
Smallwood hopes to make the 9/11 Memorial an annual event at Shannon High School.
Some wet weather here in Tupelo this evening. You can see it live with a look into our Alpha Insurance camera there in downtown Tupelo. We are cooling down, upper 50s, low 60s in a good chunk of the area. Your 7-day forecast is next.
Our first alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
A fine collection of rainbow pictures and videos and sunset pictures and videos this evening with some of the rain showers that we're advancing on in from the remnants of Irma. You can see in northeast Mississippi right here, and our very own Allie Barton shooting that double rainbow from Tupelo there at the Kroger there on West Main in Tupelo here this evening. There's a very vibrant sunset. The sky was ablaze on the western horizon this evening, and there's another great sunset photo too. You can see some of that rain trying to fall. The rain that doesn't fall, we call that virga, but that was pretty cool on the leading edge of the activity coming on in. This is our Alpha Insurance time lapse from Vernon, Alabama. You can see the overcast conditions, the clouds, the showers this afternoon into the evening hours. So that's what we've been having around our region today. Those showers have been moving from east to west. A live look in Tupelo right now, a bit wet as well. And where you see the darker greens and the yellows, that's illustrating where we have some heavier rain at this point. But generally speaking, some light to moderate rain, nothing too terribly heavy. A pretty good shield of rain stretching across northern Alabama, most of Tennessee, now in the northeast Mississippi, shifting back to the west and northwest. This is with the remnants of Irma, now a tropical depression over here, not classified as a storm anymore. But you can see the recent wind gusts around 30 in Huntsville, mid-20s in Tuscaloosa, not too bad here in northeast Mississippi. So we may see a few gusts over 30 miles per hour tonight. It doesn't look like a major event, and we've been talking about that for the last couple of days. It was not going to be a major event for us. It is not going to be a major event for us. We may see anywhere from a trace to perhaps 1 to 2 inches of rain here tonight and tomorrow with the rain coming our way. But overall, you know, we've been through this drill before. Some gusty winds, some showers. That's about it. No severe weather. That's certainly good news. Upper 50s tonight. And as you can see for our Tuesday, a lot of cloud cover, scattered showers, and we may only stay in the mid-60s or low 60s depending on your location. Tomorrow these clouds will tend to linger, showers will tend to linger. It's not going to be an all-day washout or anything, but there will be some numerous showers around. And just pack the umbrella to be on the safe side. We're forecasting 60s. The record coldest high temperatures for Tupelo, Columbus, and Starkville in the 70s here. So if that forecast verifies, we will set a record for the coolest September 12th on record here in northeast Mississippi. You can see the remnants of Irma hanging out here tomorrow with the clouds and the showers. That's going to start to lift back to the north on Wednesday. And then, look at this, warmer weather, brighter skies return on Thursday, and things will be a completely different world by Thursday. So tomorrow we're talking 60s, probably eking into low 70s Wednesday. Rain chances go down Wednesday. And then the sun returns Thursday. We're back into the low 80s, upper 80s to around 90 Friday, Saturday, Sunday into Monday. Scott?
Just in case you missed Friday night's End Zone, we have the top 5 plays in high school football action. That's a little bit later in sports.
You're watching WCBI News at 10 with Scott Martin.
The second most common cause of cancer death among men is prostate cancer. Doctors say it's important to catch it early. We learn more in tonight's Health Talk with Baptist.
What is prostate cancer? Prostate cancer is the most common cancer diagnosed among men in the United States. It is diagnosed in about 280,000 men every year. In addition, it is the second most common cause of cancer death in men, behind lung cancer. While the exact cause of prostate cancer is not known, aging, genetics, race, and possibly obesity are known risk factors. In most cases, there are no symptoms of prostate cancer because it is detected at an early stage. However, patients can have difficulty urinating if the prostate is enlarged. In advanced prostate cancer, patients may experience blood in the urine, difficulty urinating or inability to urinate, back or hip pain, difficulty walking or paralysis, weight loss, anemia, or even kidney failure. Fortunately, in our era, it is unusual to diagnose patients with advanced or metastatic prostate cancer due to cancer screening, and most of the time we are able to treat and cure patients. Join us next time for Health Talk with Baptist, when we will discuss the current screening recommendations for prostate cancer.
Mail your topic suggestions to healthtalk@wcbi.com. Health Talk has been brought to you by Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle.
The best of the best from Week 4. We look back on the top 5 plays from the end zone next in sports.
CDI Sports with Tom Ebel.
Monday means top plays. Week 4, the end zone. No other word to put it but wild. It'll be tough for another week this season to beat the highlights we had from this past end zone. And in an almost impossible task, here are the top 5 plays. To number 5 we go, Nettleton taking on Baldwin. Colton Osborne, we love Hail Marys here on WCBI. Osborne's going to find Damian Ely as the halftime buzzer expires for the Hail Mary touchdown. Ely had another great catch in that game as well. To number 4, Shannon's Dejuan Lockridge. He's down in the backfield, but the big fella keeps the legs moving. He's going to rumble in for 6. Heck of a run from a man Lockridge. Number 3, Houston taking on Itawamba AHS. Uriah Shepard. He's going to get out in the flat to Jalen May, who gets a guy out of his shoes. May all the way. He's going to take it 90 yards to the house. My man in the blue polo right there is like, what in tarnation just happened? That just happened. Houston with the W. To number 2, Calhoun City. Kashawn Parker, the man was a runaway train. Get off me, he says. It looks like he's going down in the backfield, but there goes number 44. He's got a couple men to beat, gets a good block, makes another man miss in for 6. Heck of a game for Kashawn on that one. And then to number 1, maybe my favorite play of the year so far, New Albany taking on Amory. Reno Montgomery, he's rolling out. So he's going to reverse field. He's going to throw it across the field to Jordan Lipsy, who's going to make a bunch of people miss. And he's going to take it 62 yards. He's gone all the way to the house. Some trickery from the Bulldogs of New Albany, taking it all the way. What a beautiful play. I just can't get enough of it. It's like the Music City Miracle with Tennessee back in the day, but New Albany puts their own little twist with it. Bulldogs get a big win over Amory. Mississippi State prepares for a primetime SEC showdown in Starkville, taking on the 12th-ranked LSU Tigers. The past 3 meetings between the two teams have been decided by 5 points or less, all in the last 2 minutes of the game. The energy around campus is a whole new level of intensity for the SEC opener.
Oh, it happens. Everything's different. I'm out to our guys. If they need me to motivate them, they got problems. You know what I mean? They're messed up if they need me to motivate them for a game like this. They know it's different, and you just can feel the intensity picks up a little bit different. Everybody, I did. Went for my run this morning. I ran faster this morning than I normally do. There's something a little different about it.
If anyone needs any sort of outside motivation other than we're playing an SEC team, then probably shouldn't be playing this week. This is what we're here for. This is why we came to school here. This is the conference we play in, and this is what everyone should be really, really excited for, really ready to go.
As the Ole Miss Rebels prepare for Cal, the Rebels also reported to Covington, Kentucky Monday to begin the 3-day hearing with the NCAA Committee of Infractions. Former head coach Hugh Freeze, along with athletic director Ross Bjork and Chancellor Jeffrey Vitter, were in Kentucky today. The Clarion Ledger's Will Salmon reports Mississippi State linebacker Leo Lewis was present for the hearings today, but he managed to escape being seen by the media. Interim head coach Matt Luke was also in attendance for the hearings Monday, but he had to check back home as the Rebels prep for Cal.
I know the fans appreciate the scrambling and they love the beautiful throws. Excuse me. That's the head coach. You almost think I should answer that. I think he'll understand here.
Ole Miss's Shea Patterson and Mississippi State's Jeffrey Simmons named as the SEC Offensive and Defensive Players of the Week. Patterson threw for an Ole Miss record 489 and 5 touchdowns in a win against UT Martin. And Simmons scored 2 defensive touchdowns, more touchdowns than 3 SEC schools, along with 2 blocks to lead the Bulldogs over at Louisiana Tech. So back to Ole Miss. You see Matt Luke checking in on Phil Longo as he wasn't present for the media availability today. But Ole Miss preparing for the California Bears. That game is at 9:30 p.m. on Saturday, so a late kickoff for that one. For more on Ole Miss's preparations for Cal, make sure you go to our website, WCBI.com. That's it for sports. We'll have Alaska weather coming up next.
We have some showery weather out there this evening. We have some rain, a few breezes, something we've been talking about for the last couple of days. And you know what? It's exactly the way we've been expecting it. No major problems for us. We're looking at some cooler temperatures tomorrow. Rain shower chances go away here by Wednesday. And then we're home free for some great weather this weekend. We're back into the upper 80s.
Hey, we'll take it.
Oh, yeah.
We'll take just the rain and nothing else. We'll
it's
take
a nice
it.
little cool spell right now, but summer's coming back.
All right, sounds good to me. Thanks, Keith. Thanks so much for watching. We hope you have a good night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.